I think we're live. This is the first live in quite some time. I'm in a little bit different setup, so this will be a really quick live stream. Just testing out some different cameras for the live stream to eventually have a little bit of a studio setup here and can do more live content. I have not used OBS Studio in a while, so that's what this testing is for. It is set up for subscribers only. Just testing. I'll probably blow this away and delete this later. Won't be able to be played back later. But if anyone joins in, feel free to say, hey, where you're from. Got any questions? I'm going to switch between a couple settings. So right now what I've got going on is the laptop, my work computer in my office with extended screen using OBS Studio to capture the video and audio. Sounds like there might be some feedback. But I can switch between the camera you're on now, which is the Logitech webcam, to the webcam on the camera. There will probably be a bit of a delay here, but I also have the GoPro Hero 9 up over here. And there's going to be a bit of a delay, possibly from the audio and the video. I don't know, so if that is an issue, we'll have to be very cautious on how we live stream with this. But my thought was strictly the GoPro with no wires. The GoPro that I would be able to have it set up at a test board. I would be able to walk around the shop and show various things. Or if we have like a roofing board set up, I can have the GoPro up over that, or have somebody helping me film with the camera. It's completely wireless. It is using it as an RTMP server, so I just got done setting all that up and wanted to try this real quick. Just like there's a few of you in here real quick. Let me turn my laptop audio down. Sorry, it's probably picking up the audio in various cameras. It's probably picking up the audio playing it to the stream because I'm monitoring it and then echoing back. Is that any better? But there's probably a bit of a delay on this camera, so let me switch back. All right, now we're back on the USB camera, so the audio in my mouth should be good. Again, this is just a quick test. Again, the OBS Studio is completely different from the last time I used it. Let me try to mute these. Trying to find. No, not quite. Bear with me. Still testing this out here. I thought that was the mute. I don't see the audio input here. Do you still have the echo? Is the echo still in here? Okay, that's better. All right, appreciate it. All right, how about now? I'm just curious if the slide bar I just adjusted, if the echo is still there. Oh, is that Mr. Trine? I'm not sure. I think what was happening on the echo is it was picking up as it played back. I'm not positive. If you're still in here, let me know if the echo's still there. So I haven't done this in a while. It's still there? Okay, dang. Okay. Desktop audio and mic audio. I see the desktop audio is not picking up anything, but the mic audio is. Okay, that's better there. I'm kind of curious if we switch. Alright, okay. I think that text message just, or that message is a little delayed, no sound or sound on. Okay. All right, if we switch to the laptop cam, or I'm sorry, the GoPro Hero 9. The GoPro Hero 9. Is the audio that you're hearing now, is it off from the video of me talking? That you're hearing now, is it off from the video of me talking, or is it just a delay? I really don't know. I guess I could try to play it back on my phone here quietly. Let me see if I can find the video. Let me see if I can find the video stream here. This has been on the list to get done for quite some time. Delayed. Definitely have some testing here to do. All right, give me a second here. Oh, yep, and another audio bar popped up. Hero 9. Okay, how about now? I believe the audio should only be coming in on the Hero 9. Or actually, it's a 7. It's an older GoPro Hero 7 Black. When I switched to this camera, it brought up audio input from there too. Oh wow, the thumbnail's like a really old picture too. All right, it says the audio from me talking right now currently, where I'm holding up my 5, is the audio with the camera good on my mouth. All right, it says the audio from me talking right now currently, where I'm holding up my 5, is the audio with the camera good on my mouth. Well, it looks like it's good. It's playing back live right here. There is a bit of a delay, but cool. I think the biggest problem is going to be when I switch between cameras. Let me try that real quick. All right, so I'll have to be good at switching the audio inputs when I change cameras. Actually, I think there's another way of doing it. Has anyone here currently, let's see, there's only a few of you, used OBS Studio? What's going on, D Porter? Haven't heard from you in a while. I guess it's because I haven't been on here in a while. Hopefully all is going well. I think under scene, I can create one scene and then add multiple sources in that scene. I need to play around with this some more, and I really don't know how to do it other than put a private live video out and just test this real quick. Because I want to be able to share pictures on a screen and be able to talk about it too, as well as like I was talking about with the outdoor board, riffing sample board, various things to be able to do with that, and Q&A. The other thing I might try to do is a wireless mic on me. Yeah, doing good. We just got back from a short trip, had a good time, and trying to get things with the company back up and going here. Let me try to disconnect this. Hopefully it's got some battery power. Since we've got this testing, I'm kind of curious. I'm going to monitor it on my phone right here, and we're going to see if we can keep a good connection. So temporarily, well, kind of, the office is up and running here at the new shop. Nothing fancy. This did not exist here. I built this structure here by myself. It's got I-joists up top. It's been spray foamed with a closed cell spray foam, and this OSB wall has got fiberglass insulation in between the spray foam. Same with that one to give it extra insulation value. The plan is to finish building these exterior walls out the same way. I just did this to get the mini split up and running, so we have it's like a heat pump in a sense. Got AC right now, but we'll also heat this in the winter time. And let's run out real quick here. I don't know how far this will stream with my Wi-Fi network in the GoPro. Yeah, there's a bit of a delay now. So anyway, here's what I built in the shop. Okay, it worried me the screen went out. I wonder if it's got good video stabilization while walking with the GoPro here. So anyway, got a loft. I think I call them a mezzanine, something like that. Little shop area here, the office. I needed somewhere where I could have climate controlled. One of the Humvees in here, a couple of the trailers, work truck. Go up real quick. My plan is to eventually build out the little board to be able to roof, the roofing board that I used to have. This will be like a long-term storage or kind of a shop area. I know I got some plans up in my head to possibly do something else with this up here. Don't judge my carpentry skills. There's a few things I had to teach myself or learn myself, and I didn't do so well. There's the other Humvee. And just like some little storage areas. I think there might have been a video back in November. This is one of the first things I built just to kind of hold excess cap and hip and ridge shingles, some little things here and there. Brake, some various metals, and just stuff's everywhere. I don't have a full system set up yet. Got to build out some different areas to hold the apron and drip edge. All that up there's a different stash of stuff for company, another company I've got. One of the newest things I picked up, ooh, not even a month ago. This is the Liberty trailer here. I think I showed one video dumping this. Actually, no, I lied. This is the newest thing. I've got some forks I haven't got here yet, but forks for this so I can start moving the material around here in the shop. Gonna sell this because I need the space now, and that's not mine. The outside here's come a long way too. When I first got this last year, I was getting stuck going through the mud, so I had another guy, County Line Trucking Excavating, come here and scalped all this and squared it off and brought in, I think it was like 120 ton of rock up through here, down and around, over by my other work truck here, around the back. And yes, that door's an eyesore. We're going to replace that. Still got a good video. Is the somebody in chat, let me know, has the video cut out at all? Because my internet, I think the way this is working is the GoPro I'm streaming from is Wi-Fi'd to the local network here, which is fiber optic, but it's doing an RSTMP, or not RSTMP. Ooh, probably better not show that stuff. RTMP server with software on the laptop, so it's streaming to the network, then to the laptop here, and then using this to kind of monitor. See, we're still going. So that's kind of what my plan is, and then I do have some other cameras here if I can set them up. Honestly, I bought the 9 Black a few years ago. Probably never shot a video on it. Not a fan with it. Maybe I'll have something looking down on a little work area. But that's about it. I just wanted to do a real quick test because I've been in here for the last 2 hours or so trying to get this server set up. I think I got it going now. See what everybody's saying. Good so far. Doing good. Deporter. Corey. No echo. Delayed. Okay. Anyone got any questions? We're going to keep this a really short live. Like I said, this is just a test. Switch back over here. Yeah, thank you. I really need to set up the different scenes and not the cameras. Thank you. I forgot to slide the mic mixer back up. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to work on that a little bit. Is it back on? Is the audio good now? Okay. Sorry about that. Definitely gonna have to work out these little glitches and technical difficulties. I need somebody to like sit at a desk off scene or at a scene and just be able to hit between cameras if this continues to get bigger. Just 6 people, not much. I didn't expect many people because it's an odd time and I haven't gone live in a while, but if anyone's got any ideas of different streaming content, let me know. I thought about just picking a subject and talking about it and kind of streaming about it. Oh, by the way, I think Deporter, you're down, what, in Tampa, correct? And do like construction roofing stuff, am I correct, if I can remember correctly? If so, there's a company, Level the Playing Field. Let me see if I've got that post still up. Probably not. I had closed a lot of things here. He was talking about, I gotta read something here real quick. Appreciate it, John Kaufman. I lost my train of thought of what I was even saying. I don't remember what I was talking about. Sorry. Had something I had to read from my wife on my phone here. Oh, the level the playing field guy. I'll read that here in just a second. So level the playing field had posted something. Let me see if I can pull that up. About a company selling for like $150 million and then like months later just closed the doors. Everybody was put out of a job and they were questioning what's going on with it. I've never heard of the company, so I don't know what part of the country they're in, but let me see if I can find him real quick. I'm not a big Facebook guy, so I got to figure out. Level the playing field. Let's see if I can find the post he did. Okay. Nope. Argument State Farm. State Farm. I don't know how old the post was. Whoever Level the Playing Field is, they are very active on Facebook. God, what was the... You know, I commented. Let me see if there's a notification in here real quick. Go back. What's my opinion on snap lock roofing? Is that a brand or are you talking about a type? Because when you say snap lock, I'm thinking of like a T-lock or possibly some sort of like metal panel. What are you referring to there? No, they haven't replied here yet. Oh, it's going to drive me insane. Who was that? Let me go back to, I think it was on maybe my personal feed. I would have thought that since I'd commented, if anyone said anything else, it would notify me. I knew I should have wrote it down because I'm drawing a massive blank here. It sounded like a, oh, you know what? I think I tried Google searching it. Let me see if it's in here. Total Home Contractor, or just Total Home. It was Total Home sold and then shut the doors. I was just trying to Google Total Home Contractor, renovation. Anyone heard of a company by the name of Total Home? And something about them selling for like $100+ million and then shutting the doors. Curious what you guys are charging per square compared to you in New Jersey. Here in our area, it really varies if you are a retail or storm restoration. So I know like some of the mom and pop places, lock that chair, I keep hating when it tips back. They are charging, boy, currently right now, low end retail by a reputable contractor. I hate to say this, but I'm an open book. It's in the range of like $380 to $420 is kind of what I feel. And then you get to some of the storm restoration companies and they're $425 to $525. It's a big wide range when they're pushing it to insurance. It's just, this local market is like a little micro economy here in Kokomo and the surrounding counties, but you go 2 counties south and it's just a totally different ball game down there. So what are you guys charging down there in Jersey? And that's based on like a standard 1-layer walkable ranch. Show you how to crease shingles. Wayne Lewis, is that you? Was that you that said that up there in Jersey? Yeah. So are you guys for mom and pop residential 1-layer walkable ranch in about the 380, 420 range? I mean, don't get me wrong, there's people that'll do it cheaper, but they're definitely going to cut corners. They're going to cut material. They're not going to do things they say. They're not going to honor any kind of warranties. They're just going to get done, get out, go to the bank, and then leave you hanging. Any other questions? What time is it? 6:18. There was a couple of people that used to watch the videos, subscribed. Incognito, None Your Business, and who was the other one? Can't think. They actually sent a little donation in one day. I was doing a live stream a couple years ago, but they were talking about giving bad advice to these up-and-coming people. About one guy said something, I was like, well, you know, start roofing, get some experience, and then don't waste too much time after you know, get into owning a company or being a salesman for a company, eventually owning a company, whatever. He's like, no, then you go straight to sales. It's not a bad thing to learn by any means, but if you're strictly solely on sales and you don't have any checks and balances to be able to keep the good quality control, you don't know if any of your employees or subs are doing anything right, and that can like ruin your reputation pretty quick. Up north in Michigan, Corey. Up by Michigan, like northern Indiana. I mean, I'm from Indiana, but you probably know that if you follow the channel. I tag every video from Kokomo. Kyle, MA, was at Massachusetts, 420 is super low. Yeah, I mean, so here in the Midwest, there's a huge, like, living expenses here are cheap compared to other areas. So I just drove out to Charleston, South Carolina, stayed over in Isle of Palms, and just like a standard fast food meal was like, oh my God, like way more than it is here. Rent in other homes, like for example, our friends that live out there were telling us what they bought a home right at the beginning of COVID, pre-COVID, and how in like 4 years their home value was almost doubled. It's crazy the expenses out there. And then we were at a pool one day and one local was talking to me and he's like, yeah, I moved down from Jersey. I think it was from Jersey, New York area. He was a fireman. And they moved out of the big city down to Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. And he was telling me that he's like, I got a good deal. I thought my home was only $800,000. I'm like, oh my God. And the home, that same home here in my area, you could get for $300,000 to $400,000. So living expense is totally different here. Yeah, insurance work, I'm not a fan of insurance work. Honestly, I would rather do retail. And I think Eric Reno or somebody was just talking about that recently, about how he's trying to get more into retail because, man, insurance, it's getting difficult. I hate taking 30, 60, 90 days to get paid. There's a job we did Christmas time of last year, still haven't been paid on it. And it really gets frustrating when you're owed so much money and you can't collect it and people dragging their feet. Or issues with the checks and the mortgage companies needing to sign off and whatever. Most retail, we're paid when the job's done within a few days. I mean, cash flow. Cash in, cash out. It's a nice thing when it comes in just as quick as it goes out. But when you're not front loading, when you're paying for all the material, you're paying your credit cards, your expenses, your suppliers, paying everything good, not carrying monthly balances, and then your pay doesn't come in, that part sucks. So many people here in insurance, no licenses, and not using full system. Yeah, I get underbid quite a bit too, surprisingly. As low as my costs are to cover everything, I still get underbid, and then I get called back a few months later. That's why the video I just did, I think it was yesterday, I get frustrated. People think, oh, I'm going to get a good deal. I'm saving $200, $300, $400. So the reference in that video is something about $400. I bid to tear off a house and a garage for somebody, and I never got the job, whatever. I get called back 6 months later. Yeah, we got several leaks. I go out there and it's like, the roof's done. You know, I quoted this 6 months ago. Now you got leaks. They're like, yeah, we got a good deal. We had somebody do it for $400 cheaper. I'm like, okay. Well, I go up and I look at it. It's like they roofed over literally. I mean, I did a video of it, I think. I have to go back and find it. Let me see if I can, well, it'd take me a while to find because it's a few years old. They basically roofed over, did not tear it off, so they didn't have the tear off, the trash, the labor for that, and the cleanup. They didn't have ice and water, edge metal. They didn't replace box vents. They literally roofed over. They didn't tuck them. The riser pole was leaking, the chimney was leaking, and they did not do the garage. So people are getting taken advantage of all the time. What's my average backlog for work? You mean like how backed up am I? Sometimes I'll back up about a month just full of work, and then sometimes it's slow. I'm always working. I really don't take a whole lot of time off, although my schedule's pretty available to be shifted around because I own the company. I'm always working, unless I'm gone on vacation. But as far as like work, sometimes I get backed up. Sometimes we're just about to run out of work, which doesn't always feel good, but I'm not a huge company. I don't have salesmen, receptionists. It's me. I take the calls. I inspect the jobs. I estimate the jobs. I set up the jobs. I move all the trucks and trailers. You're in Georgia and do repairs at Seal. Yeah, so the repair work, years ago, repair work was my bread and butter. I made a ton of money doing repair work. It kept me busy. And then I feel like helping those people, because people don't know who you are, you're doing the repair work, it's really gotten my name known, build the brand and trust, reputation here in the area, and just word of mouth has led to a lot of work. So now I'm getting so busy I can't even do the repair work, and I don't want to just hire somebody and put somebody else on the repair work, because if they don't know what they're doing, then that can hurt you too real quick. I had an unusual person. I'm going to be cautious what all I say here because a lot of people in my area know me and watch me on YouTube now. But I had an estimate I went out to maybe a month and a half ago. And the guy's like, well, if I wait to get this done, could I get a discount? And I'm like, what do you mean wait to get it done? Inflation's just, who knows when the next increase is coming. We just had one in May. There's probably another one this year. I don't know. And he's like, well, I was told that if we wait till you're slow, we can backlog it. I don't know. I couldn't quite understand what the guy was saying, but I do know there are contractors that when they burn through their work and they're going through winter and they're getting ready to come out of winter, in my area it gets cold, snowy, we have a few months off or very little work. And they will lower their price just to start backlogging work to keep the crew busy and stuff, which I get. But if it's going to mean where you're not making enough profit margin to stay in business and stay open or losing money, I'd rather be broke at home. So I'm not going to do that. I don't understand exactly what this guy's thought was. It was a nice neighborhood, upscale in my area, pricey home. I'm like, if you want to wait to try to get a discount, I'm not your guy. I'm already pretty cheap compared to some of the big companies. There's definitely a difference here. And again, some of these people watch me on YouTube. Some of them stopped me. I thought it was going to be an awkward interaction, and they've actually thanked me because they've learned so much here. But there's a lot of companies coming in Kokomo that are just storm restoration. I'm not going to say too much because then they're going to know I'm talking about them. But so Wayne, so there are very few circumstances where I might lower my price a little bit, and I'm just being honest here. If Kokomo's not big, there's probably 15 minutes in any direction you can cross town in Kokomo anywhere. I think population last I knew was like 45,000 or so, 50,000. So if the job is easy, if I am getting a little low, but the biggest factor is it on a main road, a high traveled road, a big corridor, nice neighborhood, or somebody that's pretty well connected that might be able to speak highly of you, I might bring my price down a little bit. But again, there's that point where I don't ever like cross that line and say, I'm going to drop my price so much I know I'm going to get the job, because then it's still going to take up days of my time. If something goes bad, if a tool breaks, if there's an accident, if there's a liability. We had somebody recently say that we did damage. One of the things I do with my phone, every job we're going to do, pretty good viable thing is bring up your camera, take pictures of all the property. I do my initial inspection. We're getting ready to do a job. I do a thorough one. Garage doors, gutters, anything that could be damaged, take a picture. If you see damage, definitely document it and get close-ups. I didn't think anything of this. I didn't even see this garage door was damaged, but they thought we caused the damage. It was a new garage door and they saw damage. It was a custom expensive door. And I'm like, So I pull up pictures. Sure enough, I had 2 or 3 different angles and you could clearly see. So I'm like, saved you. So, but yeah, when something does happen, if you can't prove it, we're not going to say, oh, it wasn't us. We're going to pay for it. And when you're trying to cut your costs on a job, if you don't have enough money set aside, oh boy, there's not a profit margin. You just lost money and you worked a day for it for free. Yeah, so with the photos, the software I use, guys, if you guys, how many of you are, only 10 of you, not many of you in here, is the stream still good? It looks like it cut out up top. Okay, at least it showed me as offline. Job Nimbus is the one I've used for quite a few years now. I think 2017 is when I started. Not receiving enough video. Dude, I've got fiber optics here. Alright, I'm not sure why it's buffering like that. We'll give it a second, see if it connects. But documenting all the photos. So everything I take on my phone is instantly uploaded to my Amazon account. Prime account, it's all free, no videos but pictures, so that's cool. Sorry, I keep looking at different cameras. I feel like I'm not looking at you. But timestamp it too. Most of the time, any photo you can just hit information, it'll tell you the timestamp. Something else I've started doing is actually watermarking it so it's on the picture. That way you don't have people like, oh, this is a before or after, or something contradicting what you took. It looks like it's going now. So then I never delete them personally, because if I ever lose my account or they get hacked or server goes down or whatever, every month or two I back up everything on here with USB cable to my laptop and a portable hard drive, and it's disconnected. No chance of a lightning strike. I've got hundreds of thousands of photos backed up on my hard drives. So that's good. And then with every customer in my CRM software, which is Job Nimbus, it's really nice because you can type in a name, an address, a phone number, an email, an invoice number, an estimate number, anything, and it finds that customer file with all the photos uploaded. So if you're not using software of some sort, ooh, you got to get with it. There's still a lot of companies in my area, they're still writing out estimates and everything and don't keep track of that. And it saved me a ton. It's probably saved me several tens of thousands of dollars in damages that people thought we did. Broken driveways, cracked driveways. Take pictures of it. Some companies I've even heard it's in the fine print, the 4-page fine print, that any of their suppliers, they're not really liable if they break concrete, things like that. Hopefully it didn't buffer out too much. See if I'm missing anything here. Yeah, the photo proof has helped me a ton. If anyone's got any good topics for a future live, because I did want to try to keep this short, and we're already going into, where did I see it? 33 minutes. Anyone's got any good ideas of a topic for a live video, live stream, let me know. This year since we bought this property back in like November, it's been very busy. Just getting it up and functioning and going, and then we completely gutted the house. No, that's not completely off subject. I was asking about it. So real quick, I'll get to your hover question here in a second. As far as the house, completely gutted it. Had another contractor friend of mine doing a ton of work for it, renovating it. It's just about done. So it just had a lot going on. YouTube channel content has been kind of back burner, being dad, husband, business owner, or superseding the YouTube channel. So trying to work all that out. We're getting closer to being able to get the channel back up and going. So I'll answer, Kyle, your question here in a second, but let me jump back up to Hover. What was the question there? Off subject, but what do you think about the app Hover to get measurements on a roof? I've used it once or twice. I was in, where was I? Frankfurt, I think. And I tried it, and I'm not a fan of it. Just like other apps, it's pretty pricey. You've got to be there to get the pictures. I'm not a fan of it. One time here in Kokomo, I was in another neighborhood on a golf course and I needed to get the photos, and I couldn't get far enough to get the image I needed from a side angle due to landscaping, trees, and things in the way. So that was a waste. I like to have my measurements pretty much done before I go. Some people go and sit and take up hours of customers' time. I don't do that. I just see what I need to see how many layers, see what condition, the decking, the whatever, figure an estimate and send it to them. Then I'm done. My interaction with them is very minimal. I try not to be too salesy, and I've had a lot of feedback that that's good. They prefer it because they've ruined dinners and things because of salesmen coming in, bringing their whole briefcase, showing them the samples, taking up their time, telling them they'll call their boss to lower the price. Let me run out to my truck and all this. But back to the hover side of it, the price of it and everything, not a fan of it. So if you haven't seen my YouTube video that I did, look up Grand Roofing, Google Maps or Grand Roofing roof measurement or something, and it's me up on a roof. You can do it for a quick square within minutes, most of the time. Then the other software I use is $99 a month, I think. It might have changed since then. I've been with them for a few years. And that is RoofSnap. I've done a video of that too. I love it. You can do it from the computer with an internet connection, have everything ready, go see the property, or take an image of the property and come back and do it. Those are the two I like because it's one price per month, unlimited reports. Whereas like Eagle View, $40 to $80 per report. It can just add up real quick. Hopefully that answers your question. And what was the other one? Where did I see? Do I accept payment with Visa cards? Yes, I do accept credit card payments, Visa, Master, with Square, although I don't use it very often because the fees are exorbitant, and I'm open with the customers and say, hey, we can take payment via credit card, but we pass the fee on to you. Most of the time, repair work, I don't mind a 3.5% fee because it's in my account the next day. Whereas if it's a full roof, you're taking a huge portion up of that with the fee unless they want to pay for it. And then some new stuff that Job Nimbus has, which is another piece of the software, the CRM software is really good, is the Job Nimbus payments. There are options where you can do credit card, and it lets them know clearly if they want to pay credit card, it passes the fee on to them. It's pretty quick, works good. In the first stages of them getting this up and running, there were some big delays in getting it to my account. It's a little faster now, but the other option is an ACH account. So if it's far away, I don't want to have to go drive to pick up a check, I can send them digitally in my invoice. There's a button they can click and they can ACH payment, and it's usually next day. It was a pricey fee. I was able to tell them like, hey, look, I can go get a check for free and I can drop it off at my bank or even snap a picture of it on my phone and have it in my account. So these fees you guys are charging are pretty outrageous. A few months later, they called back and said, hey, we'll do a flat rate $10 per transaction. I'm like, that's fine. If I got to drive 30 minutes, it's worth my time in diesel. So that's really cool with that. But again, most of the time we're doing the job, I'm there. I'm pulling the trailer out, I'm meeting the homeowner, we're doing a walk around, I get a check while I'm there. But it is another nice option. So if you're wanting to accept credit card with the company, Square is usually the easiest way I would recommend that I have experience with. I wouldn't get the terminal unless you're doing a ton of it, but the Square app, you can just swipe the card, and if you don't have a mic input, because they're now, at least that's the one I got, was a mic input, and my new phone doesn't have that, you can manually enter it. It's a slight percentage higher, but I think some of the newer ones are RFID where you can tap it. I don't know, I don't use it enough, but I do have the option. What does my preferred shingle brand work with? I've done a lot of OC work lately. Duration, we don't even quote Oak Ridge anymore, it's just all duration. Of course now it's like a cat and mouse game. One brand says, oh, we're impact rated to a class 3, and then the other's like, oh, we got to get tested to compare and compete. So pretty much everybody's got a class 3 now, which is the UL 2218 class 3 Halo rating. It's still an oxidized asphalt shingle, but it can sometimes get a discount for the homeowners. My opinion, it's good. It seals down good. The cloth strip on the top works good. That's who I like working with. If I was gonna work with another, Certainteed was another one, but they're having some serious issues getting their supplies, at least in my area. So Certainteed, well, this isn't a basement. David B, it's my new office. You can, well, here, let me switch camera. I'll prove to you it's not a basement if you really think it's a basement. You must be new in here because I was just walking around with my GoPro streaming here a little bit ago. Shit, it's getting hot. What's my battery power at? Ooh, we're at 11%. Just joined. Here, I'll show you real quick, David. Let me switch because I still need some practice with this. We're going to switch to the GoPro Hero 9. And is it going to switch? Oh, it's because we're not streaming. Hang on. The stream on here is not going. Kyle, yes, for 50%. I started my company doing that, but I was losing some work and people were really hesitant on giving the 50%. I built up enough now where I try not to require it. Unless I feel really weird about a customer, then I'll be like, hey, I need 50% up front. One of the new companies that I'm working with is Dmitry Lipinski's Directory. So actually a pretty cool platform. Unlike the BBB that wants money and gives no guarantee to the customer, working with him, yes, there is a fee to him, very modest fee. He will actually step in if a contractor takes the money and runs or does something wrong. So that's really cool. And I've actually got some work from this already. It's done rather well. So he's pretty cool. Look into Directory. Well, yeah, it's streaming. It's just not streaming from the GoPro here. I don't, you know, I think it's because I killed the GoPro app. So let me power this down real quick. We will switch the battery out because I have some charging on my desk here. Pop that baby back in there, charge, power it up. Yeah, I've known you can do this for quite a while. I just have never done it until this evening. Now I just need to bring up the GoPro quick. See if we can get this back up and running. GoPro here, live stream. Cool, it keeps it all. It's connecting to my network real quick. I think the GoPro live streaming here could do pretty cool with what I have in my head here. Connect that, yes. Well, I'm sure there are, but I wanted something that I could have with GoPro with the stabilization and not burning up my phone. Because when I've done live streaming from my phone, the laptop, or the GPS going and the Wi-Fi, it's just overloads. My phone literally says phone is overheating and shuts down everything. Okay, go live. And it says live now. Now I should be able to switch to the GoPro Hero 9. GoPro Hero 9. All right, there we go. We are on the GoPro Hero 9. Right. There we go. We are on the GoPro Hero 9. I got to turn down an audio mixer real quick. I'm going to bring YouTube back up here real quick because David thinks that I'm in a basement, and I hate when people are in their parents' basement, armchair warriors to video. Okay, yeah, we're back up. A little bit of a delay here, but that's not a door to stairs. It's a door to the outside. No basement, David. Oh, I gotta keep that precious cold AC in. It's just a little work, a little shop in the process of getting worked on and built out here. The Insta360 Tiny Cam with the oh, you're not talking about, no, this is the GoPro Hero 6, but yes, I know what you're talking about, the little itty bitty one. I do have the Insta360 cam. Let me switch back to this other camera here. Okay, and when I switch back to the webcam, the audio I notice on the GoPro goes off, so that's good. The Insta360 camera I have, I've only done 1 or 2 videos with it, I think, but I don't even know if they even made it up to YouTube. One of them, I never even finished. You got to go into their software, you got to put the camera where you want it to, then you have to save that file, then you have to import that into a video editing software, and then edit your video and mash it all together. It just took way too much time. I didn't have that much time. Oh, the first floor basement. you know, there's days where I'm at work and just something pops up. I'm like, I want to stream about this. It's a good topic. I can't think of them right now offhand, but I'm like, what if those people like chime in and hear me talking about what just happened? So I'm like, maybe I need to like write these subjects down and like do them a week later or some future point in time. So the IKEA Dynasty, Henry, I've done a couple jobs with a Dynasty years ago. I don't know. I have a hard time when you do a job or when you're bidding a job or when you're meeting customers. They're like, oh, IKO, that's cheap, and they don't want to use you. I'm like, you know, I have had some trouble with it. Never really had to file a claim. I've had some issues with little corners not sticking down. But the Dynasty, I did a couple of jobs with the Dynasty, and I was kind of impressed with that strip on the bottom side. Like, I thought the shingle would come off the strip. It stuck pretty good. Is it still a choice of mine? I don't know. I've done a couple of jobs, really nice homes, and they looked good. I've done a big barn with it. But just, I don't know. When you have the customer say that, it's like, it's just left a bad taste in the market. And Owens Corning, I mean, everybody knows who Owens Corning is. They do all kinds of building materials and insulation and roofing. $6.45, wow. Any other questions? We'll probably wrap this up here soon. Eat a dime-sized piece of 3-tab or a shot glass of Carmack 19. I don't understand. Is that a question? Give me a topic and I'll try to get more into the live stream. David, there for a while, I was trying to do one every Friday. It was a Friday night live Q&A. GAF, I hate GAF. I did a lot of GAF a couple years ago, but here lately, their warranty's honestly a piece of shit. I feel bad. I just used a bad word, and I really try to refrain from that on YouTube. Certainty's good. I like it. BP. What's BP? Comparison of roofing. I wanted to do some, especially with the Malarkey. No, there's no tar or bowl in our area required. My brother, he hates the cold. He's done roofing too for quite a bit, not as much as me. And he went down to Florida to work for a while, and everything they do is bowl, 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 pipe boost, bowl, gable rig, bowl, bottom edge, bowl. Why don't we just smear the whole roof deck with bowl? I don't even understand why they call it bowl. I mean, isn't it called tar or butamine? Oh, it's a Canadian brand. Yeah, none of that's required here, though. It's so easy here in our area, at least in my hometown. There's no permits required for roofing, no inspections, nothing. And surprisingly, you go just into the next town northwest of here, Logansport, there are permits required. There's a deck inspection and a final inspection. And Logansport has some of the worst roofs. I swear the permitting process is a joke. The inspections are a joke. It's all about the money. They don't inspect anything. And I think personally, my thought is it actually scares people from doing it the right way. and they just become a weekend warrior themselves, and they go put the roof on a weekend. And that's why in Logansport, I'm not kidding you, I have seen a roof with up to 14 layers of shingles. It's ridiculous. You'll find an average home in Logansport with a roof that thick. It's stupid. Roofing from recycled tires. Are you talking about malarkey? Or, oh no, you're talking about the actual tire that's cut. It's like a rubber tire that's cut into a tile. I've seen a video of that on YouTube. That was pretty cool, if that's what you're talking about. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the recycled tires that go into the malarkey shingles. Have I ever used the Equipter? Yes, I've used it for, I don't know, a few months when I worked for another company. And it was nice, but honestly, it became more of a hassle because I had to take the not the Teledyne. I had to pull a trailer out with a little boom deal, then bring the material on the flatbed, just multiple trips, and it got to be a pain in the ass. But then we tried the Equipter, and you're just towing an additional piece of equipment. It's not big enough to do the full job, so they need 2 trucks or make 2 trips. It just became more of a hassle. Is it good? Yeah. If you have the manpower and the people to drive all the trucks and equipment, then yeah, it's not bad. But the guys are just, man, they don't care. They'll carry the trash right to the full trailer as long as we can park it in the driveway somewhere up by the house. Just, they knock it out. Tell you what I want to get is a trailer that, I think Dirt Monkey covered this trailer. I don't know what it was called. It's like a dump trailer. Dumps, has a gate, can swing open all various ways. But they had a conveyor in it, and the conveyor can actually move both ways. So if you stack skids, you can tilt it a little bit and then convey your skids right off and pull forward and put the next one down. You can do stone that way and everything. The problem with this trailers I have here, they can load it. I can hold my brake and they can push several skids in, but we can't get them out. So that's kind of a pain. Then you're trying to move a skid, throw trash in, load the next skid. But delivery fees logistically, it's not the fee only. The fee of deliveries, I think I paid like $14,000 last year in deliveries and material alone, just in fees for deliveries. I'm like, man, I'm going to buy a trailer. But then it's like, I've got to now take all that, or we get there, they got to take it out. So I bought the second trailer, and I'm like, okay, well, my thought is I can pull one trailer in, they can start filling it. I'll go get the other trailer with the material, bring it, drop it off, take that one to the trash, the little excess they can put in. I'm trying to cut down on the fees and build up more things. I made the mistake of not buying more physical equipment back in 2018, 2019 when I wanted to, and it's done nothing but skyrocket in price right now. The dollars in your pocket are always going to be the same amount of dollars today as they are tomorrow and 100 years from now. The problem is the cost of your home going up in value, it's your purchasing power is going down. That's why a dump trailer in 2018, 2019 was 6,000, 7,000, and now they're 10, 11, 12,000. TPO, I've never ever worked with TPO. There's only one company here in my area that does TPO. So we usually use rubber, EPDM. I've got some of that. We'll switch cameras and just try this and see if we can, let's take this mic. Jump over to the camera over here. And we'll run out and I'll show you the EPDM. Real quick. We haven't done a lot of EPDM jobs lately. There we go. Thank you, Serious Man. I need to realize I need to slide my audio back up when I switch from the GoPro. How you doing? I haven't heard from you in a hot minute. Yeah, I don't think I got too far from the Wi-Fi. What I was saying is I think I bumped the camera when I was holding it and actually shut the live stream down. There we go. Well, that's a bummer because I think it was some pretty good information I was talking about with the EPDM. Damn. Audio should be back up. Still no audio? It shows it here. Audio should be back up. Still no audio? Yeah, it's got audio on my side. Well, I kind of want to try that again and see how far I can go. If you guys don't mind, I will be paying attention though, because I was talking about the roll of rubber. How far did I get? Did it freeze up when I got to my truck, or did it stop because I bumped a button? Tell you what, let me scrub back on this real quick and see where it was. I'm just trying to check something here real quick. Oh, at my truck, that's what it looked like. Did it just stay frozen on the truck? Yeah, it looks like it just froze. Is that what you last saw right there? Well, that sucks. I guess that's good to know. Maybe I need to tape off an area the phone cannot go past, or the camera. Let me try something here real quick. We're gonna see something real fast. Yeah, so the GoPro is actually connecting to my internet here at the barn. And it's not wanting to do it at all. Trying to troubleshoot something real quick. Okay, it's saying it ended. It didn't end. I'm still up and running. Oh, more mesh routers. I can be clear on the other side of the building, way out back in the garden, and it's still connecting to my Wi-Fi. So unless the antenna, the chip on the GoPro is not that strong, which if that's the case, a mesh would still help. But so like right now, it's not even wanting to connect. Connect to the network. Live stream ended. The server closed your connection. Continue. Let me close this app on my phone for the GoPro. GoPro. Sorry guys, just going a little longer than I originally planned, but there's still people in here. Yes, the EPDM is black. I'll try to show you if I can get this up and going. That's part of the reason I wanted to do this live stream, was to see and test this with just subscribers and see if it worked. but I'm having some trouble with it. So as far as the EPDM process, to answer your original question, I walked out there to show it, and I was talking about EPDM and non-reinforced. So the EPDM is just a rubber. It's some of the accessories you use, like seam tape, cover tape, or flashing. Some are vulcanized, some are not, so they're stretchy or not stretchy. But basically, you're going to have your substrate down, which is either a black board or an ISO board, which is like a little fiberglass coated paper almost, on top of like a closed cell spray foam back here as an ISO board. I've got some out in the shop I can show you. Basically, you're going to lay your rubber down, get it lined up, you're going to peel one side back, you're going to put glue on both sides, your substrate and your rubber. Once it's flashed off or tacky to the touch so it doesn't feel like it's wet, you'll roll it out, keeping all the bubbles out, keep it rolled straight. Then you'll press it, roll it, broom it out so it makes contact. Peel the other side back, repeat the process. Your question was, is TPO and dead valleys. If it's anything small, we'll just throw a piece of rubber. If it's a lean-to, like a 212 or lower, 312 or lower, then we get into using the EPDM, which put your substrate down, repeat the process just like I was talking about. Any seams you're going to lap just like you would a shingle. So if it's sloped this way, you'll put your low down, then your top will lap it. Or if you start high to low, if you're going to be a multi-day job, you'll let it lap onto your old roof and pin it down. When you come back, you'll peel that lower edge back, continue tearing off the roof, foam board, next pass of rubber. But what you do to join the seams, you're going to have at least 3-inch lap, open it up, clean it, let it dry, prime it, let that flash off, and then put your seam tape down, which is a non-vulcanized. It's almost like cover tape on the sticky side on both sides. You'll press that on, peel the wax backing, and then fold the flap down, and you press and roll that. I appreciate that, Bob. Yeah, so I don't know if I said in here or out there, but the TPO I've never ever worked with. I think I said it in here, so you might have heard that part. I don't know why the GoPro is all messed up now. I was really looking forward to doing that. I know I can connect it with a little card right to the laptop, but I was trying to be like completely wireless to be able to walk around. So I might test that with a mesh router. I've got a spare mesh unit at the house I'm not using. I might go plug it in an outlet down there midway, see if it works. Yeah, so if anyone has any good topics for a future upcoming live stream, let me know. What's today? Wednesday? Maybe I might try to do one later this week. I don't know. And then I'm Eastern time zone, so let me know if like a morning, lunch, or dinner, evening would work better. My mornings usually aren't good until about 9 o'clock because I'm usually taking care of the little one, getting on and off buses, to and from sitters, getting the crew going, various things like that. But then I have a little bit of a blocked out time for like estimates, inspections, mid-morning, lunchtime. I'm fairly flexible. I've done a couple of live streams while working, and depending upon it's like 11, 12, or 1, it's hit or miss. Sometimes there's no viewers, sometimes there's a few. And then when I did the Friday night live Q&A, those were usually pretty good. Keep some of the tear off and show how they degrade depending upon the installation and where they were installed. Yeah, so most of the time you can see a difference in the shingle being degraded is usually an insulation or ventilation issue, like a north or south facing slope here, or like if there's a lot of sun or something, and then just old organic matter shingle. Sometimes you'll see those where they've actually like blistered. It's kind of crazy. Or just flakes off, corroded, they had all kinds of issues. But I mean, hell, those were discontinued in 2002 was the latest, I think. 1998, 2006, in that range. So by now they're pretty damn old and wore out. All right, a few of you people in chat, give me a quick subject to talk about during another upcoming live stream, and I might try to do one. I just want some ideas of what you guys want to see for a live stream. Just straight up Q&A, have a topic to follow, have something I go over. Maybe in the next coming few days or weeks when I do inspections, if I can get pictures or pull some pictures together and just do like a slide and talk about an issue or something I've seen. Most of the time it's always like installation error issues, high nails, blown through the shingle, not enough, in the wrong area, stagger not far enough off. Long time listener, first time caller. Isn't that on Bob and Tom show? I'm new to roofing and wanted to know the benefits and disadvantages of metal roofs. Well, like those little samples over here, the roll form camo, digital print, crinkle, standing seam, and another that is going to be a standing seam, but it's like shiplap, soldier course, whatever I'm referred to as. So this one right here, in that color, or actually that one right there, I was looking at getting, I think I have another sample. Let me go check real quick. Right over here. A couple pieces right here. We'll talk about, and then we'll wrap up the live stream because I need to get busy. There, I mean, I would call it a standing seam. It just looks totally different. So the profile is more like what I want to use. It's digital print, wood grain. This one might have a little better look to it, you can see. I don't know that I would want that on my roof, but what my thought and plan is here in the office, just somewhere in here, I've got a window behind this, I've got the mini split up here, and I'm going to have my bathroom back there. But at some point in this room, once it's finished, I got to get more girts put on, insulation in, and then the decking substrate. So it'll look like where that mini split is right there with that piece of wood up on the wall right there. My thought was to have a small section of this for like a little YouTube studio. But like standing seam, it's installed the same way. You're going to use a little flat panhead screw, and then it's backwards to me, they lock on. I mean, very similar standing seam, but I would call it more of like a soldier course or shiplap, like for a vertical wall to do inside a garage or a shop YouTube studio. I just think it's pretty cool. My plan was originally the barn we tore down, I was going to try to keep some and make that like the little studio, but the wood was actually pretty bad. This stuff's pretty cool, I like it. It can go up pretty pricey, mainly because of the digital print. Instead of when they manufacture this on the roll, it's just painted or dipped through a bath and painted. This is actually printed on with a digital printer, so it gets pretty pricey. Same with the camo up there. They also have it with camo print, so that's pretty cool. And then the Z-bar, we did a job recently, and I want to show you that. That's pretty cool. So standing seam, I've not done a ton of it. I wouldn't say I'm a pro by any means. Once you get it all done and your cap, either a hip or a ridge cap or wall flashing or end wall flashing, you need to take a Z-bar strip and you need to cut it to the length to fit. So especially when you're going in between all the ribs, you'd have to take a long bar of this, cut it down. If you wanted to bend your tabs to make it tight, then you had to screw it on your high side, bugle tape, and then you get your cap to lock on. They sell these now, right, at Wagler Steel Sales, pre-made, pre-cut to fit in either the 15-inch or 16, I'm sorry, is it 14 and 15 or 15 and 16? Well, so their ribs are inch or inch and a half. And I don't have varying sizes, I only have one. This one right here I can show you, I think. Actually, yeah, I do have both here. So you've got an inch and an inch and a half. The profile is much bigger, so if you look at them, it's kind of hard to hold it here like this. Here, let me do a side view this way. You can see the height difference is bigger on this one right here. But that also means the same width of metal is rolling through the roll former differently. The locking side is going to be the same right here. So the panel is longer on the shorter rib. So your bigger rib is going to have less here. But they sell these for them to fit perfectly in there. Well, it's got the foam on the back. You can see it looks tight, but it's fitting. Trust me, it saves a ton of labor. So no more do you need to measure, cut, bend, bugle tape, screw. You simply peel the backing off of this thing right here, stick it down on your line, a couple screws in it, you're ready to move to the next one. Saves a ton in labor. I can't remember what they called these things, but they told me about it. I was like, oh my God, the technology's changed a lot. So, and they're also even vented. Right here, the vents with the foam. I mean, it's everything in one. So if you do a lot of metal work and standing seam especially, look into these things. Huge help. We did an accent with this material on a porch and a brow. It's kind of cool. It wasn't crinkle finish though, I don't think. So what I call crinkle is the textured look to this versus the smooth. So they have a smooth and they have texture. I've done a video or two of Wagler Metal sales pretty close to where I'm from. It's been a few years. They've actually built a whole new huge barn and got more assembly lines set up, and they wanted me to come back. I was there maybe a few weeks back, 3-4 weeks ago, and flew the drone through testing it just to see if I could shut off the magnetic field sensors and fly the drone through their building, and I was going to try to do more content of that. Just haven't got there yet. It's Max Rib, that's what it's called. It's pretty cool stuff. No, I'm assuming that's what you're saying, Jason. You're saying it's called that. Have you ever worked with it, Jason? Yeah, I know it does cost more, but unlike, well, not unlike, just like everything else, you're just going to pass that cost on to the customer. So all these people screaming, oh, I want $20 an hour minimum wage to flip a burger. Well, that burger, they're just going to have to pass that cost on to the customer, so everything's going to go up. Next thing you know, your gallon of milk is going to be $10 and your carton of eggs is going to be $8. I mean, if you wanted to, just get the standard traditional Z-bar and pay a guy to cut it all and possibly be sloppy, because that's one way of doing it, but it's going to kind of balance out. In business, all you're doing is solving a problem and doing it a little better than somebody else, and you're going to take some of the market. I mean, it's really that simple. It's kind of mind-blowing, right? Could throw these back over here. I don't know if I showed the camo panel, but what do you guys think? The camo or the shiplap for the office YouTube studio? There's only a couple in here. Pick. Camo YouTube studio wall or shiplap YouTube studio wall? Or a side-by-side mix. Yeah, that might make me disappear. No, I really am leaning towards this one. I think this one's pretty cool. I'll try to take a picture next time at Reese. I'm pretty sure Reese did this up at their front desk, and it's a little bit bigger of a panel, maybe 3-4 feet tall, probably not 4 foot. But it's more of it, and you can kind of see it. I don't think it looks too much or too busy. I saw this, I thought it was pretty badass. Camera too busy? Shiplap it is. Alright, we're going long. It's already 7:15. Shiplap. Shiplap it is. Oh, yeah. These lights up here, are they casting too much of a reflection? Oh, you're talking about get the studio made and see if the lights reflect too much. Well, it shouldn't, because technically a good studio, well, I know it's going to be casting light on me, but who knows? I don't know. All that will have to be figured out. It's not a huge production here. If you've been following the channel, hell, for the last 2 to 3 years, most of the videos are just me holding my cell phone talking about the issues I find. I'd like to do more editing style. Some of those videos did the best, but I just don't have time for it. Alright, I think we're going to wrap it up here. 7:16, I got to get busy. I got to get home. Check something here real quick. If you could give it a quick thumbs up, appreciate it. We'll see if some engagement on this can help. I might watch this back and maybe change it to a public viewable. I don't know. I was sitting here and I finally got the RMTP server, RTMP server up. I was like, we're just gonna go live real quick. Appreciate that, serious man. Yeah, it was you that helped me get on my my trading screen the day and night. I haven't done a whole lot of trading here lately. I'm still up like 3x on a lot of my stuff. I know, right? Yeah, that was you. So everyone's like, oh my God, Bitcoin dropped 13%. Oh my God, Bitcoin's down 18%. People, realize Bitcoin is up 100% year to date. It's 3x since my average buying price. People's minds are like, they can't see next year. They just see tomorrow's Lambo. But yeah, I guess where I was going with that, I haven't traded much. I haven't even been paying attention. There was a day where every day I would wake up, I would check a couple of my different stock things and my crypto things. And I was like, man, it's kind of consuming my time. I made a ton of money with it, like a lot. And I'm happy, but there's just other things going on. Because if you're not trading, you're not making money. And that's if you are making money, because a lot of people lose money. With the business, I built it up where I'm like, man, just that keeps coming in. And honestly, business has been really good too. So if you guys, anyone in here, I know Serious Man knows and has seen some of my live streams in the past, but this is going to be a big week for crypto, and partially why there's this big sell-off. If you follow any of the crypto stuff, Mt. Gox is talking about releasing, it's like 46,000 or 140,000 Bitcoin, which is like in the billions of dollars. So that's putting massive sell pressure, people selling, speculating it's going to tank the economy. But a couple other little things is this is probably going to be the first debate in history where crypto is going to be brought up. So that's kind of cool. I was going to say something else. I can't remember. Oh, there's some really good economic data coming out. Something with the first quarter. Jerome Powell possibly announcing the first rate cut if certain metrics line up right, which could be pretty good. But again, this little Bitcoin talk is making me want to trade. NVIDIA. Wish I was there in Lexington. I was just a few days ago, JT. We drove right through Lexington. Real quick, anyone else in here? Is Porter still in here? Any other contractors, more so in the Midwest or the West? Is there a big trade show in the construction industry coming up? I've heard there's one, I think maybe it was in Colorado, one of the biggest ones coming up in October. I kind of want to go to a couple and see. I've only gone to a few 2 years ago or something, like minor. Actually, it was probably more than 2 years ago. I had a few people recognize me, but the channel has grown a ton since then. I'm kind of curious. if I'd be recognized. Now, some of you may not have been in here, but I was stopped after the tornado hit Kokomo a little over a year ago. It was April 1st of 2023, and I had another contractor meeting a homeowner. Contractors are there. I was like, this is gonna be awkward. He come out, he's like, dude, I follow you. I've learned so much. Thank you. That's kind of cool. Oh, you love Bitcoin? Crazy, you're mentoring it? Dude, I've been big into crypto. I traded $1.7 million 2 years ago in and out of the market. Now, it's not like I was just in and out. I kind of made a game of it. I started learning technical analysis just to get a little slight advantage. Honestly, the biggest thing, when people are panicking, it's usually a good indicator to start buying, depending upon your time horizon. And when people are like, oh my God, it's the best thing ever, I've doubled my money, that's when you want to start selling. Between that, I was buying a Bitcoin or two. Let's see, in 2021, 2022, 2023 even, I still was doing a lot of selling. Well, early 23. But I would go through a car wash. I would buy a Bitcoin, sell the Bitcoin before I left the car wash. So a minute or two, not long, and I would make enough to pay for dinner that night. That's always kind of fun. It's crazy. My accountant was like, your cost basis is ungodly. But I still made a decent little bit of money in a bear market. Just the technology, I love it. Still a few of you in here. Actually, it's pretty funny. I was getting carpet for the rental here. 7:15, I just had a missed call. I didn't even see it. My phone must not be on ring. 2017, you beat me to it. I got in 2019. 2019, late 2019 is when I started getting into crypto. I knew about crypto. I knew what Bitcoin was way back when it started. I just didn't know like how to get it, where to buy it, and the shady guy in the alley, all that stuff. But ever since COVID, nobody wanted to do anything. I really started using YouTube to learn. I taught myself all kinds of stuff. Some of the newest stuff I'm teaching myself, again with business. If it's a problem to somebody, it's probably a problem to others, and if you can solve that problem, you're going to make money. It's that simple. So I've been wanting to buy mushrooms. I can't find fresh mushrooms. Like, nothing bad. Don't get that crazy thought. Oyster, king stropharia, shiitake, button, bell, any of those. So I'm like, I'm going to start growing them. So I'm going to start a little area back here. I'm going to build a little clean lab with a laminar flow, HEPA filter, sterile, clean environment to actually do my inoculations and everything. I've actually got some growing in my garage at home, where I can actually just grow them here and just have them for myself. And if it goes good, then sell them. No different than the hives. Right here is a patented beehive that is from Australia. Check this thing out. So that's another thing. Beekeeping, mushroom growing, crypto trading in stocks, stock investing, business, accounting, legal, I wouldn't call it a loophole, but legal strategies for protecting yourself liability-wise and all kinds of stuff. But, YouTube's crazy. I won't even get into it. The viewership's dropping off real quick and crazy here. All right. We're going to call it a wrap here. Almost 1.5 hours. I'll try to do a live stream yet this week, if not next. Actually, this week might be a little bit difficult because I've got a lot to do. We're actually announcing the free veteran or the free roof giveaway to a veteran in need in my area. So the Humvee is going to be in the parade on Saturday. We're doing the Haynes-Apperson parade here in my hometown, and I'm going to have some veterans in the truck with me, my dad included. He didn't get to go with me last year because he damn near died on me. We were scheduled to go, and he had some health issues and was pretty much gone, but he pulled through. He's going to ride with me. We're passing out flags in the parade, and at the podium we're announced we're going to give away veterans in need a free roof this year. So I've got a lot going on. I may not do it yet this year. Yeah, serious man. Sorry I didn't see the comment there. Hard work is guaranteed money. The market can wait. Yeah, so I've completely gotten out of debt. I mean, I've got money invested. It's doing things. I was joking around with somebody. I was like, it took me my entire life to get out of debt. It took me 7 years to become a multimillionaire. And just hard work. Not just hard work, like physical work, just working to solve people's problems. Thanks, JT. Appreciate it. All right, we're going to wrap it up here. I've said that probably a handful of times. We're going to end it here. I've got a lot to get caught up on the next day or two. I've got some meetings tomorrow, appointments lined up, a couple of repairs I got to get done. Friday is the last day I've got to get the doc sheet set up for the veteran give back, and then Saturday is the parade, so I don't think I will be able to do a live. If I do, it might be Friday later in the evening, but I don't think I'll be able to this week. More likely next week. But comment later, give me a topic. We'll try to talk about something. I'll try to have something a little more formatted to go over. And I appreciate it if you guys could. And if I can remember where kill live stream on studio stop streaming is, we're going to wrap it up there. Appreciate it, serious man. Until next time, we'll see you then.